With Secrets of Strixhaven, Cool but Rude decks have morphed into something new, and this thing is something I'm dying to try out. We have some of the bones of the old Cool but Rude deck, obviously Cool but Rude, Bloodghast, Iron, Shield, Elf. We have our Moonshadows, and of course our Marauding Mako, but we have a bunch of new cards from the new set. We got Hardened Academic, a 2/1 Flying Haste Bird Cleric for 2 mana. Discard a card. You can trigger this as many times as you want. This creature gains lifelink until the end of turn. Then, whenever one or more cards leaves your graveyard, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. So this thing's just pretty sweet. We get it in the air, it can attack in pretty freely, gain us a little bit of life, and it's a great discard source. Then we are playing a couple of copies of the new Erode. This thing can be bad. You're giving your opponents some advantage by giving them a land, but if you're swinging in for lethal and you need to remove a creature, Erode is a pretty good catch-all card that can just clear the field and allow you to finish off your opponent. So pretty powerful card overall. And then the card that I am playing this deck for is Practiced Offense. This card is sweet. It's a sorcery speed 3 CMC card. It says put a +1/+1 counter on each creature target player controls. Going to be us. Then target creature gains your choice of double strike or lifelink until the end of turn. We have some very good evasive creatures with Moonshadow having menace, with the Hardened Academic flying, and that's about it. Okay, but we put, of course, double strike on those creatures. That's going to be fantastic. We need to gain some life. We can put it on a big thing. Gain some life as well. So Practice Offense is great. And then it has flashback for 2. So this is a card that we can very easily discard with our Tursa, with our Hardened Academic, with our Cool but Rude, if we need to put it in the graveyard just to have something to discard. And then we can flash it back for 2, gain some extra value from the Hardened Academic, and go to town on the opponent. So that's what this new deck has morphed into, something more aggressive, and I'm excited to try this one out. So see you over in the games. All right, so we got this cool new deck. I know Untapped is calling this New Monument, but there's no monument in this deck. Opening hand looks fine. I think actually it looks quite good. Low to the opponent. What do y'all think about Erode? Have you been having good luck with Erode, or has it been kind of a dead card for you? This is actually the first deck that I played Erode in, so I'm very interested to see how it actually works out. But yeah, this new build of this new monument-less deck is kind of neat looking. I'm excited to see what it's going to be able to do. Okay, Cool but Rude right off the bat. Let's swing in, dump a Bloodghast into the bin, get our Mako up a little bit bigger. We need to find another land now. But we'll see what we can do. We are against, of course, Kavaro, game number 1. It's only appropriate that playing best of 1, you're going to run into Kavaro. That's how it works. Let's put out the Hardened Academic and attack in with both of these. We are again going to discard the Bloodghast and miss on the land draw. That's fantastic news. I guess we do have the option of eroding our own creature to get a basic land. Hey, that's some next level stuff, right? And the Awaken the Honored Dead to take out the Marauding Mako. Okay. So we are in trouble. We need a land. It's a land. Actually, it's quite good, because now what we can do is we can put this out. I suppose I put it out on tap because why not? Both of these are going to be coming onto the field, and unfortunately they don't have haste. But the fortunate thing is these Hardened Academics are going to be triggering, putting +1/+1 counters on them. And yeah, as long as the opponent doesn't have... This Erode is not doing anything to me, right? For me? Let's throw it. Or whatever. As long as the opponent doesn't have Kavaro, maybe we'll be okay. Actually, we're in pretty good shape here. They don't have... That was a very fast scoop. I was going to say they don't have the Bringer of the Last Gift in the graveyard to reanimate either, so they would have had to have a lot of help. Man, Hardened Academics plus Bloodghast showing their power right off the bat. I'm very impressed at how much damage output suddenly you can get when you have these two working in tandem. Let's hope every game goes about as smoothly as that last performance. That was, oh boy, pretty fantastic. I love the one of Shard Mage's Rescue in here. I suppose if you do have, you know, a big for example, Marauding Mako, you might want to protect it with something. This looks okay. I wish I had maybe one more land, but we're certainly probably going to draw into one. You know, Tursa can help us dig a little bit if we do find the third land. Or we can just draw the third land. Let's save a little bit of life by putting out the Godless Shrine. Tapped, I think it's fine. We're against, who knows, elementals, or is it? Everybody is playing the same nonsense all the time. It's just elementals. Ooh, but it is fancy elementals. And unfortunately, big booty on Ashling means I cannot do anything about that. That sucks. So Hardened Academic to the field, and I get in for 2 damage. It's a little bit vulnerable this turn, but if we can make it to the next turn, I can Marauding Mako, then pitch the Bloodghast, bring it back, and get, you know, some cool stuff happening. Okay, the opponent plenty of mana to do something with. They're probably going to have up to 4 mana. And they're already targeting my poor Hardened Academic. I would love to make it through one more turn where I can hold up the Shard Mage's Rescue for the Hardened Academic, because I have a feeling that this card can get in for a lot of damage very quickly. 4 mana, I think, is a little bit awkward for the opponent as well, because they probably have Evoke Elementals, but they might not want to put them onto the field because they don't have the full mana value. They'd have to put it out for the Evoke cost. So it does kind of look like that's the case here. Okay, so we put Marauding Mako onto the field. They have nothing. Let's give... I have to be maybe a little bit careful. Let's give Lifelink to our Hardened Academic. And then we put this onto the field. Do I do it untapped or tapped? I think it doesn't really matter. I'm going to put it untapped, just so I have access to Burst Lightning and Shard Mage's Rescue. For whatever reason. And then we attack in with a pretty good attack there. Now, next turn, we should expect some big stuff, right? This is when they can start actually landing their big elementals. And it's looking, well, double green. So it's going to be like the Hippo Elemental. I can't remember the elementals' names. I haven't played them for such a long time. And a lot of people aren't playing this version of elementals. So it's kind of neat to see Chubb doing the thing. I have a feeling they're going to try to do 3 damage to the Hardened Academic, though. Yeah. Okay. So not too bad. We do get to protect it with the one of Shard Mage's Rescue. Very timely for us. And depending on what we draw, man, imagine if we find some Bloodghast or something like that. We can discard them with Tursa. That would be pretty banging. Okay, I'm going to hold the Burst Lightning, I suppose. All right. Well, Tursa, discard both of the lands, grow our Marauding Mako a little bit. Grow it quite a bit. Moonshadow. So if I attack with these two, I can at will discard something to keep the Marauding Mako alive if they want to put the Vibrance in front of the Marauding Mako. Okay. So let's discard the land, I suppose. Looks good to me. Gain a little bit of life. We take out their big elemental, which means Sunderflock is a little bit harder to put on the field. But still, they're going to have plenty of mana this time. Actually, could they even just hard cast? They could probably just still cast Sunderflock. So they'll have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, they can actually just do Sunderflock. So if they have the Sunderflock, they have the Sunderflock. You know. But they choose to flip the Ashling. Okay, so they're looting away something with her this time around. And another Vibrance. So the Vibrance is bad this time because it means I can't actually save the Hardened Academic. So, good night, Sweet Prince. This card doing some pretty cool work. And that life gain from Vibrance, just because why not? You should be gaining some life, right? Everybody's gaining life. Ooh, practice offense. Well, hello. Yeah? What creature is getting double strike? Is it going to be the Tursa or the Marauding Mako? Tursa? Double strike? Heck yeah. Do I attack in with the Bloodghast? Heck yeah. Sure, why not? Okay, practice offense there was pretty timely. I kind of wish I had that concealed courtyard so that I could put it onto the field and bring back the Bloodghast. But the opponent just takes lethal damage for no reason. Oh no, they went down to 1. Okay, I thought it was just a little bit more. Okay, we do have the Burst Lightning, so if they don't kill us on this following turn, which 24 life, that's a big ask. Even if they bounce our board, we might be able to squeak in that last little bit of damage. The opponent with the Sunderflock, they're confident that the Sunderflock keeps them alive, which Sunderflock's pretty good. They might have a counterspell for... We get there over the Elementals deck. What a cool win here. And practiced offense. Showing its power. What a card. What a nutty card, right? Boom. All right. Well, GG opponent. Good game. Burst Lightning. That Burst Lightning was sitting there from the start, and it proved important in the end there. All right. Raphael, let's keep going, bud. Let's have a good run. All right. Game number 3. Eurex. Ah, man, that name looks very familiar. Like, I feel like this person beat me down just like a little while ago today. Do we lead on the Moonshadow or the Marauding Mako? And I think it's going to be the Moonshadow. I could have gone out with the starting town and then that way, but wow, the lands are kind of cool. Hardened Academic, let's get in for 3 damage, and then this might be a practice offense kind of game. We might end up discarding this and... Hello, opponent? Opponent? Yeah, bringing it back with flashback. Actually, now I'm kind of just thinking what I do is I attack in for 3 more here. Next turn, just hard cast practice offense and put the opponent in quite a position here. Earthbender Ascension, not great. Opponent has such a slow start. Is the opponent dead? Bloodghast is pretty awesome. So what do? We do this. We discard the Bloodghast. Sure. We put this onto the field. It doesn't matter if it's tapped or untapped. Bloodghast comes back. We put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. And we give... Ooh, baby. Aw, your ex. Come on, man. Stick it through. You had a turn 3 Earthbender Ascension. That's pretty good. Wow, if the opponent stumbles out of the gate just so slightly against this deck, like that's a turn 4 board. That was so much damage going at the opponent. How much was it? 10 plus 19 damage going in? Oh, this deck sparks joy. Practiced offense sparks joy. What a cool card. Opening hand looks good. We get to see if Cool But Rude is actually valuable in this one. Oh, the opponent is on some removal. I'm going to go out with the Cecil because the opponent's probably going to have Burst Lightning, all those kinds of things. I don't see a lot of people playing Lightning Strike anymore. So it's possible that the Cecil is going to be a little bit hard to remove. That being said, now we are in a bit of a tough situation because we can't get rid of this Slickshot Show-Off. So, Iron Shield Elf to the field. Do I go in with the Cecil? I guess so. Maybe I want to aim to flip the Cecil into the Redeemed Paladin side of the card. This is going to be a little bit sketch. Okay, Emberheart Challenger. That we got a pretty good blocker for that, obviously. The Iron Shield Elf. Okay, never mind. But we will tap it down. Keep it on the field. There's no reason not to, but we are taking a ton of damage here. So much damage. But actually, we are flipping our Cecil next turn. It's going to be a little bit risky to go down to 7. But the opponent is relatively low on life already. We do have an Iron Shield Elf to hang back. So I don't really hate this. Now the question is, do I want to shock in the Cool But No, I can't. I can't possibly do that. Wait, Cecil. At the opponent, Cecil flips. We put another Iron Shield Elf onto the field, and we put the Sacred Foundry in tapped. Bring back the Bloodghast. And this is a pretty good board. If we can get in with the Cecil to start gaining some life, we'll be in pretty good shape, I think. But this Slickshot Show-Off can literally just kill us at any moment. That's pretty good. Yeah. Do I let this one go now? We'll let one go. Burst Lightning to the Dome. GG, opponent. All right, they had like literally the cards that they needed. As long as they don't attack on the ground, they got it. All right. I mean, what are you gonna? That's what happens to the red deck. When the red deck doesn't flood out, they have the good balance of creatures and spells. I mean, you're not gonna beat it, especially when you have a Cecil killing yourself. Oh, best of one. This is a good time to bring it up. I have been playing a ton of best of one. I have not played best of three in a very long time, in fact. And the reason I haven't been playing best of three is because the best of three meta kind of been there and kind of done that. The decks that are floating around in best of three are the decks, you know, the ones that you would expect everybody to be playing. And so I really haven't been too interested in playing that format too much. I look at it here and there, but the best of one decks have a lot more variety right now. So yeah, I've been kind of just playing with best of one stuff. What do you got, opponent? Surely they have something here, right? We have the Shard Mage's Rescue, though, to keep our team alive if they end up having some way of removing something. Blood Pitch Drowner. Okay. That's not bad. So if you're the opponent, do you actually shuffle away the Moonshadow? I don't know. Definitely get in for 2 points of damage here, though. They choose not to. Okay, and we hit pretty good card here. I am gonna put this out untapped, and the game. What? Whoa! 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 Look! What do they want to tap here? They want to tap the Sacred Foundry and the Starting Town, leaving me with one white source when my entire hand is white sources. That's, bro. That's a bad auto tapper. This is just superior. This allows me to do the level up here. It allows me to do both of these spells. Auto tapper. You cute little thing. You got a bounce spell for. Oh my goodness, that sucks. So okay, that happens. No attack, and we use the maps to pump up our Marauding Mako. Hey, that's pretty cool. I am going to save the Shard Mage's Rescue, I think, here, just in case they have some way of getting rid of the Moonshadow. I really want the Moonshadow on the field to be able to push maximum amounts of damage onto the opponent's face. They know that another Cool But Root is coming down the pipeline. Anyways, what do you think about best of one? I guess that's what I should be saying, right? Best of one, are you enjoying best of one? Are you still very much against best of one? Do you hold the opinion that best of one is the worst format? Which, yeah, I don't know. Best of one, I got opinions about it. Okay, Starting Town for the opponent. They still have 3 mana. 3 Starting Towns for the opponent is means that they're going to be taking a lot of damage all on their lonesome. Wait, they decide to pass it. So, Aang, is that what's happening here? Are we going to put out the Cool But Root and it's going to... again, of course. Game, would you please... I taught you how to tap the mana properly. Could you just tap the mana properly? Goodness gracious. Okay. I think this is fine. We'll go on to the Marauding Mako. I'd rather it be a 3... Ooh, Tursa. Tursa good. Right? And we have Shard Mages. We have Erode. Ooh, almost misclicked there. Am I pitching the practice offense into the bin? And I think the answer is yes. We draw the Tursa. And let's see what you got. What are you doing, opponent? Come on, surely you have something. Another Flood Pitch Drowner, possibly? It's an Aang Swift Sphere. Swift Savior. So, do I want to... So they probably double block on the Moonshadow here, which means that I'm going to be losing... No, I guess I have to save the Marauding Mako. I have to have this 5/5 on the field as a threat. Yeah, double block. So at least I can get rid of the Flood Pitch Drowner. It kind of sucks that we lose the Moonshadow, but you know, still a lot of damage coming on the opponent. Next turn we can maybe level up Cool but Rude, and yeah, Cool but Rude plus Tursa if we draw a land would be pretty powerful. We are down to 12 though. I do maybe need to keep an eye on my life. I have definitely been better at keeping an eye on my life. There was a time when I definitely did not watch my life total at all. Oh no. Yeah. I was gonna say, like, you don't hit that with this, you know, that's a weird thing to hit with the Seam Rip, unless you have another answer for the Marauding Mako, and they definitely did. So I suppose we Moonshadow. Moonshadow is whenever one or more permanents. So permanents, unfortunately, are not Erode. So let's do that. Do I want to get rid of the Erode? Or do I want to hold on to the Erode? And I think it's probably better to hold on to it to clear the pathway. Next turn, we can go practice offense plus Erode to remove whatever creature they put out here. And that might be a lethal attacker. Oh. Hardened Academic is okay. So they're definitely going to be Aang. Doing the Aang, though. I wish I hit a land. So whatever I... Yeah, it's got to be Hardened Academic. It can't be the practiced offense. Okay. From here, we attack, I think. And I will be eroding the Aang. They're going to be bouncing the Tursa, maybe? Okay. Okay, Aang down. They get a land, and they scoop it up. I'm surprised that they scooped it up there. They were only going to take 3 damage, go down to 2. Maybe with the starting towns, they felt like it wasn't worth fighting it. All right, so the big takeaway so far is Hardened Academic is actually kind of a cool card, right? Ooh. Throw that away. That looks okay, though. What are we going to keep, though? Is it keeping 2 Cool but Rudes, or is it keeping the practice offense? This card's not very good right now, but also the Cool but Rudes are going to be very bad if our Marauding Mako doesn't make it. We'll try. We'll see. Maybe the opponent maybe on Gruul. Hey, Moonshadow's okay. I think I like putting out the Moonshadow first. I like that card. Man, everybody's got cool card sleeves, and I'm sitting over here with pixelated Raphael. What am I doing? What am I doing with my life? Okay. Cool but Rude. We get to pitch this land, I suppose, and start growing this. We might get hit by Ouroboros next turn. The opponent went first. What are you going to do when the opponent goes first? They have, well, thankfully no Ouroboros. It's still Badger Molka. Pretty bad. Hopefully no more land. No more land. They get in for 2. Interesting attack. Interesting tactic from the opponent. Let's murder ourselves a little bit. We're going to put the Marauding Mako on the field, put the Cool but Rude on the field, and then we get double trigger on this Moonshadow. So Marauding Mako's pretty slow right now. I think we only really need the 1, and I'm kind of okay throwing away this Moonshadow as well. Boom. Down to 12. They need to be a little bit careful. Also, we need to be careful, of course. But if we can level up these Cool but Rudes, maybe we can find an opening to just kill them. Then again, we might just be dead on this turn because they have 6 mana, 7 mana? 7 mana? I think they played the land this time. Ooh, just Nature's Rhythm for 2 to get a Badger Mole Cub. They have another Nature's... Well, okay, so now they're gearing up for a Crater Hoof Behemoth on the following turn. We're getting Badger Mole Cubbed. I am recording this video, I guess, right around the ban. The ban announcement would have been made by now. I believe the ban announcement is May 18th, and we are about to see if this BS continues to plague this game, or if it has been taken care of. Consider that this was the opponent's turn 4. I think it's the opponent's turn 4. And that, I mean, Galta Reanimator is doing the same thing. But honestly, it's more like how much mana they were able to play. Yeah, feels bad. All right. But when you have your Crater, well, when you have your Badger Mole Cubs and your Crater Hoof Behemoths and no resistance, I guess that's what's going to happen. Opening hand looks fine. Very honest looking hand. Unfortunately, we are on the draw. Not blessed enough to be on the play today. I'll take some damage. Wait, Marauding Mako, you need to do a lot of heavy lifting. We do have the Hardened Academic to back you up, though. So as long as the opponent is not on Jeskai control, which single planes could be anything. Yeah, still could be anything. Look at that. We got a whole bunch of cards we don't need. Wait. Cool but rude. I'm fine attacking in, I guess. Let's cycle away one of these Hardened Academics. I know they're good, but I don't think I need 2. And I'd rather have a Moonshadow. So next turn, what we can do is we can Moonshadow plus Hardened Academic. And then set up to maybe on the following turn, Cool but Rude level 2. But now that's no longer an option. Okay, still an option. Everyone's favorite card. Oh, are they stuck on 2 mana, though? That's good. Okay. Practice offense for the future. Also pretty good. All right, we're going to be taking some damage here. But it's got to happen. And I suppose I'm okay going in like this. Pitching the practice offense. Drawing a card. And I do want to gain a little bit of life. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw away the Multiversal Passage. This will pump up the Moonshadow. And it'll also gain me 2 life on the Hardened Academic. It's something to keep me alive while this Voice of Victory smashes me down. I suppose if they get a little bit cheeky and they don't have a way of removing the Moonshadow, I could throw away the Blood Crypt with the Hardened Academic and get the Moonshadow up to a 3/3. So if they're not expecting the Moonshadow to go up to a 3/3 suddenly, we might... Hold up. So we're dead? Probably now? Like, this is so bad. Okay. Still block here. Boom. Cute opponent. Very, very, very cute. They're doing a lot with this Voice of Victory. What is this deck that the opponent is on? If I pitch both of these cards with the Tursa, Moonshadow is going to go up to a pretty good thing. I need to get like the Moonshadow into a spot where it can block the Voice of Victory. I think that's the only way that I can really do something in this matchup. Oh, it's... I'm so dumb. It's okay. We can still get it up to a 5. I may as well attack in with the Hardened Academic. Yeah, it's fine. And pitch the Tursa. Doorkeeper Thrall. Does that matter? It actually does matter a lot, right? Because they chump block here and that gets rid of my ability to discard at instant speed. So I'm going to have to make the choice whether or not I want to pump up my Moonshadow now to a 5/5. And I think probably the answer is yes. What are we getting rid of? Mako. Okay, so we gain at least a little bit of life. Not finding... Oh, yeah, that's a thing too. Okay. So now... maybe if they don't have like a perfect answer, we can get rid of this Voice of Victory. But there's no sneak element to it. I mean, they're not going to attack if, you know, with the 6/6. Okay, so that's fine. So from here, we level this up. Do we level it up one more? What does this say? When Tursa enters, whenever Tursa attacks, if there are 7 or more cards in your library, exile a card at random from your graveyard. You may play that card this turn. Okay. How scared am I of the opponent? I don't know. This might be just like super foolish to throw away Tursa, because I am kind of throwing away Tursa in this spot. But I really do feel like I need to hit the opponent enough. And with this practice offense, it's possible that I can actually just kill the opponent on the following turn. So Moonshadow plus Tursa, pretty good blockers, probably not going to be able to deal 10 damage to me on the following turn. And maybe the Moonshadow with this can actually sneak out a win. Do I just take that damage, right? Yeah. Fine. Iron Conqueror is good. But this is also quite good. Double strike. And we attack in. I don't know how much damage is actually going to be. It's going to be a ton of damage. We throw away this so that we get a little bit more damage on this fella here. Boom. I think this is lethal. They have to block there. And this is 19 damage hitting the opponent's face. What a battle. What an actual battle there. Interesting deck from the opponent. They were playing like a mono white taxes type list, I guess. You see like Doorkeeper Thrall and Clarion Conqueror, Voice of Victory. These cards are all trying to turn off, you know, elementals, for example. Wow. That's 7 games in the bank. We're going to try to aim for 10 this time around. This deck is making me think a little bit too much, though. I don't... Toughy. Anyways, turn 1, we get to go out with the Marauding Mako. Marauding Mako, always good on turn 1. If you have your Moonshadow or Marauding Mako on turn 1, you're going to be in much better shape than otherwise, obviously. And then we have the Tursa available to maybe throw away the Bloodghast on turn 3. Pump up our Marauding Mako a little bit. Marauding Mako is whenever you discard 1 or more. So Tursa... Okay. Yeah. Okay. Probably we're against Jeskai control, so this is going to be a little bit rough unless we find, I guess, our cool but rude. That's good, though. Okay. Well, stick to the plan of discarding Tursa. I don't think they have a 1 CMC thing that they can do against us with that. Do I want to throw away the practice offense? And I think the answer is yes. Having it in the graveyard is like having a card. So why not? And then Hardened Academic is going to be pretty good in the future, especially with the Bloodghast coming down next turn. So we get to hit them for 6 here, probably, unless they have a bounce spell into the Floodmaw. Very possible to slow our roll ever so slightly. Bouncing the Tursa. Erode. Okay. So decline. I don't know if that was right or wrong to decline there. So what is the opponent up to? Ooh, another Tursa? Hello. Yes, please. I think it's okay to have another Tursa. So let's do that. Tursa part 2. And we'll throw away the Multiversal Passage. If they counter it, they counter it. Long Rivers Pull. You got it. Opponent, all on you. So from here, I suppose that's okay. And I'm still going to decline. And just put out the Hardened Academic. If they have this, they might have Spell Snare. No Spell Snare, thank goodness. Okay, I still put them on. I mean, they could have another Erode. If they have another Erode, it's going to be really bad for us because we have our 2 base, or I guess... Where's my... I should have one more basic. I should have one more basic. Where's my swamp? Hmm. Hmm. I'm not happy about that. There's the mountain. There is definitely a swamp in the deck, isn't there? Ripperoni. We're getting hit with the Ripperoni, and it's absolutely devastating against us. And I left I left the Bloodghast in the graveyard. it's it's an actual disaster. Hardened Academic's pretty good though off the top. And I'm pretty sure this Burst Lightning is going to be kept to get kicked in the near future. All right, opponent down to 8. Here comes Day of Judgment, because why wouldn't it? Hmm? No Day of Judgment, opponent? That's great. Well, I gotta try. You know what? Let's put this onto the field. There's no reason not to. Chalk it in. It's fine. Practiced offense. Let's see if we can make something happen here. Let's try to give double strike to our Hardened Academic. Certainly they must have something, right? But they definitely gotta take care of both of these creatures. Ooh, that's not scary. Okay, that means our Burst Lightning is actually lethal for the following turn. And we still have to deal with the board. Our kicked Burst Lightning. And they went down a land to be able to do that. Raspberry getting beat down. Also, don't I have a swamp in this deck? Where? Okay, did it go into exile already? No. Where is my swamp? The case of the missing swamp has been solved. There was never a swamp. I was just confusing the black deck with this deck. Honest mistake. Opening hand looks okay. We got our Marauding Makos again. Marauding Mako was the hero of the last game, getting up to 4-4 and slamming in. And look what shows up one more time. Yeah, it wouldn't be a normal game of Magic the Gathering if the opponent didn't have Azorius mana base one more time. Iron Shield Elf, though, pretty good in this matchup, I do say. It can gain Indestructible quite... Oh, boy. Interesting. Very interesting. So let's Cool but Rude. No Spell Snare, please. Oh, it's devastating. Yikes, yikes, yikes. So... I think it's... Oh, whoa, whoa, cancel. What am I doing? What am I doing? We do it this way. You attack first, then you discard the Bloodghast. Then you get your trigger on your Marauding Mako to get a little bit of extra damage in, and then you can put in your Blazemire Verge, and then you can also put out your Marauding Mako, completely flood the board, and pray that your opponent doesn't have a 3 CMC way of destroying the board, which they shouldn't, but, you know, things happen. Cool but Rude is very good, so is Tursa. I think, honestly, it's the Tursa, though. Tursa lands. Crazy. So we're getting an extra 2 points of damage. We have the Erode. The Erode is pretty useless, but what it's going to be pretty good for is saving the Iron Shield Elf at some point, hopefully. Yeah, you got it. What's with people having Erode now? Especially now that I'm only playing one basic in my mana base. I don't like that. But we get in for a good amount of damage. Unfortunate amount of damage, because it is leaving the opponent at 4, not 3. But if they wipe the board, we can save the Iron Shield Elf, and then if we top deck a land, we could bring the Bloodghast back with haste. Like, there were lines that we could have possibly taken there. Yeah, we got one more. That was game number 9. So far, this deck, it feels good. It's a little different. It's aggro, but it's, you know, aggro with a bit of a spin on it. And the new cards, both of them, absolutely impressing. Now, this hand looks a little sketch, but I'm going to try it out. Burst Lightning in some matchups is just such a huge turn 1 play. And unfortunately, this looks like it's not the matchup for it. What can you do? You never know. Sometimes they go Forest, Llanowar Elf, and you're sitting here with the Burst Lightning, and you're just in your happy place. Instead, they have a Deceit. So this is Kavaro Deceit, and we are probably in horrific trouble. What do you take, though? You take the Hardened Academic every single time here if you're the opponent. But they might be afraid of, like, Tursa. No, they know the power of the Academic. But Thoughtseize bugs exist, so sometimes you just find the Hardened Academic after your opponent makes you discard it. We're still in very big trouble though. Just to point things out, this is not a good situation for me whatsoever. Thankfully, Tursa, pretty great because she can pitch both of these practice offenses and maybe find some better action for us. More Tursa is good because I have a feeling they have a Bitter Triumph for this Tursa. They're gonna let me attack though first. Whoa, I didn't expect that to happen. Oh wait, Tursa gets in. Tursa Light Shatter. This is another really great card that I should try to pick up in paper, I think. What a good one. So are they trying to do Kavaro Reanimator, or are they up to something a little bit different? That's a big question. So that is a Harvester of Misery. Harvester of Misery, not the scariest card. So probably this turn we're going to go Cecil. Should I also just practice offense just to put a little bit of damage on the opponent? And I actually kind of don't hate it, right? So let's do that. Let's put 8 damage on the opponent. Right? Take them down to 7. And then we'll get a bit of a board with our Cecil. And here's the thing. If they spend this turn wiping the board, we can actually go Tursa into second practice offense and take them down for another 8 damage. Probably should have shocked in this Sacred Foundry so I had access to the Burst Lightning. Looking at it now, probably that's what I should have done. But we'll see. We'll see. There's Kavaro. Kavaro bringing back maybe the Harvester of Misery is not... Oh, yeah, of course it's that. So they bounce the Tursa, though. Well, they're going to be pretty upset to find a second Tursa. And they get rid of the Burst Lightning. I think that was necessary. This is beautiful. I want everybody to appreciate how wonderful that top deck was. It's gorgeous. It's the best thing that I could have gotten. It must be my birthday. Oh, and the practice offense coming through to slam down the opponent. We're going to put it onto the Bloodghast. You have double strike there. And that is a win against a Kavaro deck. They could still have a Requiting Hex. I'm getting a little bit arrogant. They could 100% still have the Requiting Hex. I don't think they do, though. Oh, yes. Oh, that's a good win. Take that, Kavaro. Nothing feels sweeter than your Kavaro wins. Well, Mardu Monument, New Monument, whatever they're calling it these days, pretty sweet deck. And honestly, the additions to the deck are very cool. Practiced offense, throw it into the graveyard. Flashing this back for 2 mana is quite the beast, as seen in that last game. I think that was the best display of the practice offense. You know, throwing 2 of them away with Tursa getting a little bit more ammunition, but having these sitting there just to push a little bit of extra damage whenever you can. Fantastic. The synergy between Bloodghast and the Hardened Academic, absolutely fantastic. I would like to see the Phoenix. I don't know why we are not playing the Flamewake Phoenix in this deck. I feel like a couple of copies or 4 copies of this card would fit pretty well into this deck. So I feel like this is a thing that's not explored quite yet with this deck. But overall, it feels really solid at its core. Maybe some of the mana base, I mean, the mana base worked out really well. You're cycling through so many cards that it doesn't really matter. You kind of just find what you need because of the cycling aspect of the deck. And if the opponent can't deal with that early Moonshadow, that Marauding Mako, man, oh man, do they put a lot of damage onto the opponent. And then the haste with the Hardened Academic and the Tursa, fantastic. I think I was more impressed with the Hardened Academic than I really expected. I kind of knew that practiced offense was going to be a beast of a card because people have been talking about it, but not many people have talked about the Hardened Academic, and this card was doing a lot of work. Just as a 2/1 flying haste bird on its own is pretty powerful. And then when you're bringing stuff back from the graveyard, getting a little bit of extra gravy, having the ability to discard for synergies with your Moonshadow or Marauding Mako, pretty cool. Pretty cool. You don't even really need the Cool but Rude. but it's nice when you do have it. Anyways, that's it for this one. Let me know what you guys think about Mardu Monument less Mardu Monument, and the Cool but Rude evolution of this deck, I guess is a way to say it. Stumbled a little bit at the end there. That's it for this one. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know down in the comments, of course. Please leave some comments. It helps with the algorithm. I don't say it very often, but if you made it 1 hour into this video and you haven't subbed up yet, what are you doing? Sub up. Also, like the video, do that good stuff. Leave a comment. Most importantly, leave a comment. Let me know what you're thinking these days. And let me know how you're doing. Sayang ipana, and I will catch all of you people in the next one. Wonderful people, usually I say. Bye-bye.